Ireland has become very multicultural. Now you have a diversity of themes and styles that have enriched Irish creative landscape.
People can use this in positive way, because really it's like an exchange of culture and exchange of civilization. And Irish people like to know what is going on in the other countries and like to exchange culture with immigrants and other people.
When we exchange, ideas in such ways, and such exchange, okay, serves a kind of a purpose, for us to understand one another, understand the way we think, understand our differences, that human beings are different, okay? So we begin to build, blocks for integration.
So begin the first step. I'm sure for any immigrant, you will be welcome. Just put yourself in the experience and try to mix with people, to talk with people, to show what you have and to take what they have. Exchange life, exchange culture, try to mix with people, and everyone will say hello to you.
As far as I'm concerned, integration suggests that individuals, should be working harmony. We are talking about how an individual should be able to access social existing opportunities in society, both politically, socially, economically, and culturally.
Really, integration is like, I think it's long and complicated process. And it needs like a kind of certain cooperation between the person himself, who is the immigrant, and also from the members of the society he is living in. Because I think that the first step must be taken by the person himself. Because you can see immigrants all over the world. They feel lonely and isolated. And I think this because they didn't make the first step to break the barriers and to be a part of the society. So when you begin the first step and try to put yourself within the society, I think you will find the doors open. And I don't know really about the another societies or another countries, but I found it here in Ireland for me and for my family.
In Ireland, English is the lingua franca. Okay, that is the language of bureaucracy. And it is the language of instruction. In education. So for migrants who have limited knowledge of English, or who have no knowledge of English at all, they should try as much as possible to learn the English language, because without a good knowledge of English, they cannot communicate, they cannot interact, they cannot avail of education, okay? They cannot even work.
I think the main barrier, and it's the main problem for many people, is the language. Sometimes people don't have the good language of the society they are living in as immigrants. It's not the fault of the person, because sometimes people don't have English language, but I think that they must try to break this barrier. And breaking this barrier, like the solution is like to involve in courses, involve in activities, in events with people, deal with people, try to be with people always, to mix, and this will improve the English language.
If an individual wants to be integrated, okay, they strive to participate, at the grassroots level, in their local communities, in the affairs of their local communities. They try as much as possible to interact, socialize with members of their local communities, no matter their identities, no matter their backgrounds, no matter their cultural, sensibilities. So that grassroots interaction is very, very important. You have to know, you know, you have to interact, socialize with your neighbors. Okay.
First of all, before I talk about this, really, I want to say thank you very much for all people who invited me to these organizations, because really, the beginning was with the Intercultural Center, which is in Clondalkin, and it's like a very active and lively center, with very good attempts to bring people together, to bring Irish people with the immigrants, with very, very huge activities. Like we have like continuous activities, like we have the dialogue group, we have a group for like a global garden now in Corca Park, and we are like rearranging the land and trying to plant it until we make it really a global garden, and this is very like big dream. Also we have chess clubs, we have courses in different languages: English, French, Arabic, Chinese. We have the choir within the Intercultural Center, and really it's a very unique and special experience for people from like more than 15 ethnic roots now, singing in like more than 20 languages. And this is something I think it's new here in Ireland.
And in terms of entertainment, arts, you know, can serve an integrated purpose. For instance, people say that variety is the spice of life. Okay, you have Polish people bringing in their Polish, exploring themes, based on their cultural and political, social, values or sensibilities. You have Africans, bringing in entertainment, exploring a different, a different artistic style. Okay, so variety is the spice of life, and when we are provided with the opportunity of appreciating, physically, maybe in a theater, a Polish play, for instance. You get the point. We tend to understand Polish life, Polish values. We appreciate them.
Step by step, you will get used with a new face of life and the new values and new traditions, and also you will like transfer your values and your culture of your country of origin to the Irish society. And I have many friends now from the Irish society. We sit together and we exchange culture together. We talk about our like history in our country of origin, in my country of origin, about history, geography, tourism, art, poetry, cinema, music, singing, and also I get very good information about the like very rich civilization of the Irish society.
In Ireland and in some other countries, the situation is that people hardly know who their neighbors are. They hardly interact. It's only casual greetings. Good morning and so on and so forth. They don't make efforts to know one another. And that poses a great problem. For understanding, for mutual coexistence. The organizations, the bodies, on the ground, which individuals should try to locate and avail of their services. So if you don't go out and stay in your own house, you become a loner. You feel isolated, and that sense of isolation, can hinder you from from doing things that are supposed to be helpful to you, you know.
As I read and I talked with people, like the Irish society now is different from like 10 or 20 years ago. It's really now something very nice and beautiful, and you feel very happy that it's really like a multicultural society. So make your first step and you will be a part of the society. Try to put yourself among people. Don't be isolated. Don't be like a far part of the society. Try to make your first step, break the barriers, begin with something, and you will be welcome.
Dum 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 dum.